Going to take you to Durban, where the local magistrate's court has granted bail of 3,000 rand to each of the 20 accused. That's 20 of 22 alleged instigators of the 2021 July unrest. They face various charges, including conspiracy to commit public violence, incitement to commit public violence, and incitement to commit arson. Police say that more arrests are imminent and have identified 65 other people. Meanwhile, the case against the 22 has been postponed to later this month. We can bring in our reporter, Karinda Jagmohan, who's been tracking the story from court. Karinda, so when we woke up this morning, we were dealing with 20. Now we're reporting on 22 people appearing in court. Put it all in context.
Indeed. It was initially 20 suspects that were supposed to appear here at the Durban Magistrate's Court. They were arrested yesterday simultaneously across the country by various law enforcement authorities. And then at court we were told by officials on the ground essentially that there are more arrests imminent. In fact, we understand that there are 84 suspects identified that are linked to instigating the July unrest, and their arrests are imminent over the course of the next week. This includes now the 22 suspects that appeared today. Initially in the morning, 20 suspects appeared before Magistrate Anand Maraj, and they were granted bail of 3,000 rand, except for one of the suspects, accused 14. She's a younger woman. She was looking very scared in court, and according to the NPA, the reason why she did not have to pay bail, she was released on warning from police custody, is because she has a young sickly child that she's trying to take care of, and she might not be able to afford this bail of 3,000 rand. She is still facing the same charges that the other 19 suspects are facing, and she will have to return to court on the 26th of August with her co-accused. Shortly after the court appearance of those 20 suspects, then 2 more suspects were taken to the dock, and they were also charged with the same crimes, also given 3,000 rand bail and released on bail, and we're told to come to court on 26 August. We're actually going to show you now some of the supporters that were inside court today. My colleague Lungelo Zungu just panning around. We did ask for an interview previously, but were declined. Essentially, we have noticed that a lot of the supporters, you're going to see them now, they're wearing ANC t-shirts. You see them wearing EWS t-shirts as well. And as they were coming out of court, they were singing Wenzenyu Zuma, which is a song that we've seen throughout essentially the July unrest as well. You'll hear as well songs, Wenzenyu Zuma, what has Zuma done? The suspects that have come before court are essentially linked to the July unrest. They have been charged with inciting violence. I've been asking for interviews, but we were denied previously. Let's see again if we can ask some of those to speak to us. Now perhaps you can speak to us. The suspects have been released on bail. Tell us why you're here today, why you're giving your support to the suspects.
Sanbonani. Sanbona.
Why are you here today? What is your message right now? If you can just turn around.
Ofika wathathwa amahossi izolo mayelana nendaba indaba zomlutho. Bese supporta usifiso sokhulu umfana omncane youth yethu ku42 sizomsupporta nje kule nto okuthiwa yenzekile, siyamthanda sokhombisa ukumthanda kakhulu comrade wethu.
How are the suspects related to you? How do you know them?
Asazi lutho ukwenzakaleni, asazi nje amahawks afike nje amthatha.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. So some of the women that are here have been at court. They were actually inside court much earlier. They came in a number of vehicles. We'll show you one of the vans that the supporters came in as well, filling up the court. In fact, there was no space inside court, inside the court gallery earlier today. There were a number of police officers, and we were actually told by one of the officers there that they were concerned about the aftermath of these arrests. This is the highest number of arrests we've seen in connection with the July unrest in terms of queries about instigators and a call for the arrest of instigators related to that deadly week in July. Now, the suspects, again, that are before court, 22 so far. We have noticed that among the suspects are a number of elderly women as well. So they have been granted bail of 3,000 rand bar for the one woman who could essentially not afford bail, and she's been released with a warning. All of them need to return to court on the 26th of August. We understand that more suspects linked to the July unrest have been identified, and their arrests are imminent. They're going to be appearing in court as those arrests are being executed. What we see so far is that the Hawks and public order policing tactical response teams are working together. In fact, they were all around this court this morning, and a number of them filing into the court room as well, watching the proceedings unfold. I'll also just remind you that the prosecutor, Yuri Gengai, is the same prosecutor that has been working in other cases that is linked to the July unrest. So we also see the NPA almost streamlining now the cases as it comes. There have been a number of other suspects linked to the violence that happened during that week, and so now we're all seeing those cases come together typically.
Karinda, Jagmohan, as always, thank you for your reporting from Durban. Karinda, pointing us, I think, in the direction of that small crowd that had come out there to support some of these arrested people, these suspects. One of the women, in fact, both of them, saying to Karinda a short time ago that they're supporting a gentleman, I think they said his name was Fiso, who they say was taken by the Hawks yesterday, arrested. They don't believe he's done anything wrong, at least from what they've been telling us today. We'll continue to give you all the latest on the story. Should those dozens more arrests that Karinda was saying we're hearing are imminent happen, perhaps throughout this afternoon or through the weekend. Stay with Newzroom Afrika for the latest.